You do not create thoughts. You capture them. What do I mean by this? Okay. You don't you don't sit in a place and tell yourself, okay, today is this day, or today is this month, so now from this point onwards I'll be thinking about this. Every now and then, yes, you can interrupt your thought pattern. For instance, if now I say, I'm thinking about food, I've interrupted my thought pattern, and until I interrupt it again, guess what? In the background, my mind will keep bringing or capturing thoughts related to food. So you don't create thoughts, you capture them. Now, the thoughts you capture is based on the knowledge, the insight that you feed your mind. Okay? In marketing, there's what we call perceptive selection. Now, what this means is, whatever it is you are deliberate about feeding your mind, that is exactly what your subconscious searches for. And as long as you keep feeding your mind, that you keep feeding your mind, that you keep feeding your mind, that's exactly what your mind is going to be seeing. A person that is fearful in personality, that is fearful in character, I can bet this on my calling. A person that struggles with fear, look at what they're surrounded by. It's either they've got an abusive upbringing, it's either they come from a neglecting family, it's either they have struggled and been exposed to so much hurt to an extent where that's all their mind can process. And because of that, even when they come around other people, even they've been fighting so much, they've been dealing with so much, that even when the war is over, when they come to a place of rest, when they come to a place of milk and honey, their subconscious has been saturated with fearful experiences, with fearful insight, with fearful knowledge, to an extent that their perceptive selection mechanism can only see life through the eyes of fear. So even when you're trying to help someone, they're thinking, what does he want to get from me? Even when you're trying to be nice to someone, they're thinking, what is he trying to do? Even when you're trying to, to help someone progress, they don't get it, because the only thing that subconscious can interpret is fear-related things. Why? Because the only base of insight and knowledge that their mind is using to interpret life is all centered on fear. Am I getting through? Talk to me. Am I getting through? You don't create thoughts, you capture them. And you capture these thoughts based on the knowledge you have based on the knowledge you have invested in yourself. That becomes the blueprint that your subconscious works with. So why, now notice something, why do you think there's an emphasis in the Bible by God for us to study the word, meditate the word, study the word, meditate the word? You as you are incapable. You don't have it within your flesh to get up and say, I am holy. But if you soak yourself in scripture, in literature, around the holiness of God, around the love of God, around the mercy of God, you are creating a blueprint in the background. You're creating a blueprint in the background. And this is going to make sense in the next point. Okay? It's going to make sense in the next. You're creating a blueprint in the background until your subconscious reaches a point where all it knows is faithfulness, where all it knows is love, where all it knows is patience, where all it knows is long suffering. And because of that, eventually, those things will now start to come out willfully. You start to think around those things. You start to reason around those things. Your mind begins to your mind begins to perceive, to interpret things around that insight. Let's go to part 2.